MorrowInvest.com. I'm coming to you today, and I wanted to share with you guys 3 things. Before I do that, I would love if you would go and follow me on all the different social media. I'm going to start posting a lot more information about kind of how my days go, kind of a daily vlog type thing. A lot of people, think that it's easy to become an investor and to own your own business, and it is not always easy. This has taken, 20 plus years of really hard work in order for me to now hit cruise control. So I know sometimes you will see these guys on Facebook or on Instagram, maybe even Snapchat or Twitter, and they're making it sound like, all the advertisements start where some guy's like, oh, I was living in my mom's basement on the couch, and all of a sudden now I'm a millionaire. Those are very, very rare instances, and the majority of people that make it and make it well are actually people that work really, really hard, have a little bit of luck, have people supporting them, and those are really the guys that make it. But there are some things you can do. So before we do that, I tell you the 3 things that I've got for you. One, I want to give you a copy of my book, which is 30 Jobs in 30 Days. And it was my first book, and I made the title way too long. If you ever write your first book, you can get carried away with things. But I did 30 jobs in 30 days that make $30,000 or more per year. Your financial guide to financial freedom. Your motivational guide to financial freedom. So it's a really long title, which is why now I just refer to it as 30 Jobs in 30 Days. So I want to give you a free copy of that book. I've never done this before. The book is on Amazon. It's also on my website, MorrowInvest.com, under resources. And again, like I said, I've never done this before, but I want to give you a free digital copy of my book. All I need you to do is, if you'll go to the different social medias, whichever social media outlets you use the best, I'd like for you to go to MorrowInvest at Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn, Facebook. Find me, like or subscribe. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I put up different content. And if you'll do that, I'm going to put in the down here in the comments, there's going to be a section that'll say subscribe to our newsletter. If you will go and subscribe to my newsletter, every person that subscribes for the next, let's say the next 30 days, actually, let's go through the end of July. If you will sign up for my newsletter, if you hadn't already, I will send you a free digital copy of my book. All you got to do is sign up, and you get that free. And hopefully that will help you. And it goes through different ways of thinking about how to start your own business. So what got me thinking about this was, again, 3 things. Number 1, if I asked you what the biggest expense in your life is, most people, the average American is going to say, well, it's my house, my car. They might even now say my health insurance. But your number 1 expense is your taxes. So one of the things that the wealthy do is that they minimize their income tax. Now, there's lots of different types of taxes. So when people get bent out of shape about people not paying their fair share, corporations pay the overwhelming majority of all taxes. So you have half the country that don't pay any taxes, and then if you make over $200,000 a year, the upper middle class, they pay a lot, but that's only an income tax. There's sales tax, there's ad valorem tax, real estate tax, taxes on business. So I just had my taxes done recently, and one of the things that I do is I have a privilege tax that I have on my one of my my LLCs. All the different corporations and businesses that you have, you pay for business license, everything, all of that has taxes associated with it. And so whenever we have this discussion about taxes, for most people they're just thinking income tax. But as a small business owner, the way that you're going to get the most tax advantages ever is to own your own business. And the reason that is because when you receive your paycheck, the government's already taken a chunk of the money out, right? Well, me as a small business owner, I get to use my entire dollar before any taxes comes out. I get to get all my deductions in, and it's not until I get to the very end that I actually go and pay taxes on what's left. And so that's much better. And again, that's only on the income tax part. And you get lots of deductions. And why does the government give you all those deductions? Well, for business owners, we are the guys that create jobs. We're the ones that buy property and develop things. So they want us to do that because, and they'll give you a tax break for doing it. So just imagine all of a sudden if you have a side business that you're doing besides your main job, whatever that job is, just imagine that you're getting all these different tax write-offs. So your car, your postage, your office equipment, your computer, your Wi-Fi, your cell phone, your tire, a percentage of your tire maintenance, your car, your gasoline, your oil changes, literally everything. I mean, just by owning your own business, you just open yourself to dozens and dozens and dozens of tax deductions. And so it's pretty awesome on that end. You're not going to be more tax advantage ever than if you own your own business, even if you're as a single person or even a couple. You're not going to get more tax deductions than you will owning your own business. So that's number one of the three. Okay, number two is I know a lot of people kind of think it's all sunshine and roses. And I specifically am still sitting in my truck because if you can listen, it's raining. It's the summer solstice, first day of summer here in Alabama, and yet we're in a subtropical climate, and so we have rain for the next 4 days of the first week of summer. And I have several rental properties, and one of them is having some drainage issues. Well, it has to be addressed, and so today I'm, about to change clothes, and I'm going to go and work in the rain for a couple of hours. And, people blow me away when they say, oh, well, don't you have to work on your rental properties? Well, sure. Occasionally. I mean, I haven't had to work on one of my rentals in a year and a half, a year. So, I mean, if I have to do a couple of hours of work once a year on a property, I mean, it's no big deal. Most of the time I make a phone call, and this is just something that I happen to have the skill set to do, and I'm going to save myself some money, go do it myself. No big deal. And so I want to encourage you guys, though, that because some of you guys, and let me be really frank, some of you guys think that taking pictures on Instagram is going to make you famous. It's going to make you rich. Having a YouTube channel is going to make you rich. It's not. Okay? Google, is constantly changing how many people you have to have, how many views you have to have. So I looked at my YouTube page the other day. There's 40,000 views on a couple of videos. Well, that accounts to $20. $20 for 40,000 views. So you're not going to make a lot of money doing YouTube unless you're doing a Patreon or you're selling a service or a product, right? Which is why you have other things that you supplement your income with. But some of you think that just because you get on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter that all of a sudden you don't understand why you're not rich, and it's because you don't understand how the multiples. A lot of you guys are watching Tai Lopez. I really didn't like Tai Lopez when I started. But I understand what he's doing marketing-wise, right? He has millions of followers, and every time he, does a book review or whatever, he doesn't actually own that book. He's an affiliate marketer. So what he does is he does a review of a book and says, hey, you need to be reading a book a week, and you need to read this book, and then he puts an affiliate link in the bottom, and when you click on that link and you go buy that book, well, the book's $20. He doesn't get the full $20, but he might get $3 or $2, right? Maybe he only gets $1. He gets up 3 to 4%, okay, per sale. So if he's getting 3 or 4% of sale, but he sent it out to 1 million plus people saw his page. Well, if you go on percentages and he did 1% of those sales, that's how he's making his money, right? So he's actually selling a product. But he has to have that list. So unless you have a list of millions of subscribers, you're not going to make that money the way you think you are. It's just not going to happen. And then number 3, I want to talk to you guys. I have talked nonstop for years. I became a financial advisor with my Series 7 and my 63 and my insurance license. Became a broker in 7 states, and that was in 2001, okay? And I tell you that because I say one of the things that I have not talked a lot about is my physical health. I've talked a ton about financial health. So number 3 for today is take care of yourself. You know, you've ever heard the saying that men spend their health in their youth searching after wealth, and then they spend their retirement years spending their wealth to gain back their youth. It is very true. So I have worked very hard. I owned a lawn service for 18 years. I've done contracting work, building, renovating houses and doing rental properties. And there's a lot of manual labor that I've done over the years to now get to where I am now, where I can hit cruise control. Well, now, I just had my 39th birthday yesterday, right? So part of nearly being 40 is that all the things that you've done in your youth, where you've pulled those 18-hour days and you've worked like a dog, they start catching up with you, and your knee hurts and your back hurts and your wrist hurts and your neck hurts, right? And then you start having issues. I want to encourage you guys. This is number 3. It's very important. This is the temple. The Bible says that this is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and if you believe that, even if you don't believe that, you understand how important it is to maintain good health. So I want to encourage you guys. I've just joined Planet Fitness. I've been working out. I've hired a nutritionist. I've got my Fitbit here. I've got some accountability partners that are holding me accountable. I've paid a great guy over in Atlanta that is a nutritionist and a bodybuilder that is helping me with my food program so that I can cut back, lose a little bit of weight. I've already lost. I got up to 286, which is pretty big. I'm a big guy and I have wide shoulders, so I can handle the weight. And people were like, oh, well, you still don't look that big. But still, I knew I wasn't healthy, right? And I've looked at these images, and I'm just being straight and honest with the world here. You start looking at these double chins and things, and it's hard to deny they're there. And what happens is you kind of justify it because you feel like, man, I've done so much work. I deserve this ice cream or this Frappuccino or this whatever, this luxurious meal, because I've had some really great meals. I've told people for the last 20 years that my favorite 3 subjects are God, food, and money. And I've got to get rid of that food one and quit living to eat. And instead, I've got to eat to live. I've got to understand that my food is fuel for what helps drives me, because, I have a purpose in my life. And one of the things we talk about in my mentorship heavily is, what is your purpose? Because if you understand why you're doing things, then everything else makes, like, why am I going to go work in the rain for 3 hours? Which is what I'm planning to do here in a few minutes, is go and do some shovel work in a yard in the rain. Now, why would I do that? Because I remember my purpose. My purpose is to make as much money as I can so that I can bless as many people as I can. Right? So if you understand why am I working in the rain? Why am I breaking my back? Oh, I remember I'm doing this because by doing this, it's going to help me make more money and it's going to help me bless more people. So if you understand the why, you can do anything. You really can. So some of you guys don't know what it is you want to do. You don't know why you're here. You want to make more money, right? Everybody wants to make more money. Like, you got enough? No, I want to make more. Almost everybody, doesn't matter what income level you're at, they want to make more, right? But when you say, what is it that you want to do? They don't know. Now, I'll tell you, I wanted to be a financial advisor, but I was not successful in that venture. People did not look at me for financial advice. And it was hard. It was difficult. It was nearly 8 years of selling insurance and financial products that, I always had an easier time, doing my lawn service and things like that. I'm just being straight with you. So buying rental properties has been such a blessing, because not only is that money taxed passively, not earned income is taxed half as much. I also get depreciation, tax write-offs. The money comes in passive. It's really, really great. So just imagine if you get a rental property that rents for $800 a month. Well, that's $9,600 a year. Well, how many of those does it take? If you're, if that's $10,000, that's 3 properties, and you're making $30,000 a year, you're making more than the average American. If you get 10 of those, you're making 6 figures, making $100,000. My first 9 properties were all owner financed. 100%, no money down, owner financed. Now, I know a lot of you guys are up on wholesaling and stuff. Rich people do not sell. They invest, they consume, they grow, right? So it's about growing your assets. It's not about flipping. So many of you guys want to flip. You want to get your money, you want to put something in, and you want to flip and get your money out. That is not what the wealthy do. I'm just being straight. Wealthy people buy and they rent, right? They get that passive income, and then they pull out equity and they buy something else, and then they create more income. They invest in a business, right? They continually want to grow their assets, right? And so I say all that to say, I know this has gone long. Of course, I always go long, but I'm just passionate about what I'm talking about. It's exciting to me to set up passive income streams. I mean, imagine if you got $5, just $5 from every paycheck you've ever gotten. And every time you get another paycheck, you get that $5 from all the other paychecks. That's what passive income's like, right? You go to your mailbox and there's checks, okay? Now, on work that you did years ago, okay? Now, that's exciting. That's exciting. Now, it takes knowledge, right? And I don't have the time, and none of these other guys that are doing it have the time to sit with you. Everybody wants to say, Matthew, can I take you to go get some coffee? I cannot expound all the knowledge that I have in a 30-minute to an hour sitting with you drinking coffee. It's just not possible. That's why I have my Udemy course, which is how to be financially free. I have several books. I'm still producing content like this video. I have over 100 videos on YouTube. I still do my mentorship, which is $2,000, where I walk people through every step of the way on what you need to do as far as corporate structure, as far as taxes, figuring out your purpose, what it is you want to do, why you want to do it, where you're going, right? Working on finding investors to help fund your ideas. And all those things are super exciting to me. Super exciting to me. So again, the three things for today that I hope you will remember. First, I hope you will subscribe to my social media accounts. I hope you'll look down there in the bottom and subscribe to the mailing list. If you do, I'm going to send you a digital copy of my first book, 30 Jobs in 30 Days. And hopefully that will bless you. And I hope you will share this content. I'm always looking to grow. I'm looking to help as many people as I possibly can with my common sense approach. I always tell people I'm not an A student. I'm a C student. But there are things in this country that if you're hardworking and you're pretty smart, and you have a little bit of common sense, you can make a really great living and do less work. More passive income equals less work, equals more time with your family, and frees you up to do the things that you want to do. You want to travel, you want to eat well, you want to spend time with your family. You can do those things, you can achieve those goals, and you can help people. I'll tell you, probably the biggest blessing is gratitude. People are so grateful because you're able to help. And I'll start crying if I think about it because I'm a big crier. I am so blessed and so excited when I get to help people. And I'm telling you that the more successful you are, the more opportunity God's going to ask you to help more people. And it is truly a blessing. And so I hope you guys will get there. I hope you'll come with me on the journey. I'm going to try to do more of these blogs. Let me know in the comments below, or you can always email me. Contact me through one of my social media accounts. It's me that's going to answer you. And, let me know. Talk to me. Tell me about what's your purpose. Tell me what it is you want to do, what you want to accomplish. I would love to share this stuff with you. Again, the three things after you subscribe today is that, number one, taxes. Make sure you've got a small business started so that you can get maximum tax write-offs so that you can minimize your tax bill. Number two, it is work. Nobody that is rich, almost, it's a very small percentage of these guys that just get money for nothing. The majority of these guys are working and hustling and working their grind every single day. Those are the guys that make it. You want to be LeBron James? Guess what? You got to work. right? You want to be Steph Curry, you got to work. You want to be Ty Lopez, you want to be Donald Trump, you want to be some rich guy, you've got to work, right? Everybody's like, oh, well, Donald Trump got given $1 million. That was 60 plus years ago, right? He's worked, right? All these guys work. So you got to work. Number 3, take care of yourself. It is not worth it to use your health if you're not going to be able to enjoy it. So make sure you take care of your body, take care of the temple, and I hope you guys are blessed. I hope you guys have an awesome day.